Okay, Jay goes. First question. Jay goes out with a £5 note and no other money. In one shop he spends 80 pence, and in the next he spends £2.50. How much does he spend altogether? And how much money does he have left? Okay, let's answer the first question. How much does he spend altogether? Well, he spends 80 pence, and he also spends £2.50. So 80 pence plus £2.50. Calculations would be like this. So 80 pence is 0.80. And we're adding, because we want to know how much he spends altogether, £2.50. Make sure your decimals are in line. Make sure every number is in line with each other. So 0 plus 0 is 0. Now 8 plus 5 is 13. So put the 3, carry the 1. We've reached the decimal point. Put the decimal point. Now 1 plus 0 plus 2 is 3. So he spends £3.30 altogether. Now how much does he have left? Well, he left home with a £5 note. So he's got a £5 note. And we're subtracting, we're taking away the £3.30 that he spent. Let's quickly do this. Now 0 take away 0 is 0, nothing. Now 0 take away 3, we can't do that. So we are going to borrow 1 from this 5. This 5 becomes a 4. Now we borrowed 1. Here it is. 10 take away 3 is now 7. Decimal points, we reached it. 4 take away 3 is 1. So he spends £1.70. So £1.70 is the money he spends. Okay, question 2. Write the following times in the 24-hour clock. Something about the 24-hour clock. It doesn't have AM or PM. So no AM, no PM. 24-hour clock does not have that. And if it's a PM, we just have to add 12 hours. So, question 2a, because it's a PM, we have to add 12 to this 11, so that becomes 23. And we still have a 52 minutes. So 23:52. No AM, no PM. Doesn't need a colon either. For question B, again, it's 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock. There is no PM or AM. Because it is a PM, we are going to add 12 to this 2. So 12 add 2 is 14, and we still have the 30 minutes. Question C. Now, question C is an AM. We are not going to add 12. But for 24-hour clocks, we need to have 4 digits. This only has 3 if we don't add 12. So we're just going to put a 0 there. It's 0738. Now look, there's 4 digits, and we haven't added the 12 because it's AM. And on to D, PM again, add 12 to the 8 becomes 20, and it's 20:42. Let's move on to question 3. Now, question 3 says Ian is paid £6 per hour, so every hour he works, he gets £6. How much money would he earn if he worked for 8 hours? Question 1. So we need to work out 8 lots of 6 because he's worked 8 hours. So it's just going to be the £6 multiplied by 8, and he gets paid £42. For B, he's worked 30 hours now. So he's got 30 lots of 6s. So 6 times 30 would give you £180. And we're done. We've answered the first and second question of question 3. Now, question 4. Hannah boards a train at 0900 hours, 9 o'clock in the morning. Her journey takes 3¼ hours. What is the time she gets on the train? Now, a quarter hours, if we think of a whole circle as 1 hour, a quarter of it would be that there. And we know a quarter of an hour is in fact 15 minutes. So she spends 3 hours and 15 minutes on a train. What is the time she gets off? So 9 o'clock, 3 hours later would be 12. And 15 minutes later would be just 12:15. She didn't set off, she she boards the train exactly at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock and 3¼ hours later would be 12:15. And we can just leave it as that. Their answers in 24-hour clock, we'll leave our answer in 24-hour clock as well. Let's go to the next one. Right, question 5. Write the following 24-hour clock times as 12-hour clock times using AM or PM. Now remember, 12-hour clock does have an AM and it does have a PM. Right, let's start with question 5A. Now, looking at this, first thing I'd like to know is it bigger than 12? Is the first hour bigger than 12? It's not bigger than 12, so we're not going to add the 12. We're not going to add a PM, because go back to question 2. We only added 12 when there was a PM. And those numbers, for question A, these numbers were all bigger than 12. Can you see that? They were all bigger than 12 because the PM made it bigger than 12. So, because this isn't bigger than 12, it has to be AM. So it's 8:45 AM. B, now this is 13 is bigger than 12, so we have to take away 12 from there. 13 take away 12 is 1, and it's in fact 1:42. Because we took away 12, it's going to be PM. A good way to check this is if you write it down and it's AM, to make it into 24-hour clock. If it's AM, we don't add 12. And look, we don't add 12, and it's correct. Now for question B, just to check, oh, it's PM, that's our answer. PM, so we add 12, so 12 add 1 is 13, and look, it's correct. For C, take away 12 would be 7:16 and PM. Again, quickly check your answer. Because it's PM, we have to add 12. 7 and 12 is 19. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Now D, again, it's bigger than 12, so we have to take away 12, which is 11, 21, and we need to write PM. Let's check our answer. PM, add 12. 11 and 12 is 23, so it has to be correct. Okay, question 6. Now, Jane boards a train or gets on a train. I like to draw my timeline at 10 o'clock. She gets off at 12:15. For how long was she on the train? Well, let's see if we can get closest to 12 as possible. And the closest we can get there is 2 hours. So it'll be at 12 o'clock to the nearest hour. So it'll be 2 hours so far. 2 hours later she'll reach there. Sorry. And she needs to go an extra 15 minutes. So altogether it's just 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, question 7. Claire buys the following items: a hairband for £1.20, milk drinks for 90p, chocolate bar for 42p. How much does she spend altogether? Well, we need to add all these up if we want to work out how much she spends altogether. Question A is the £1.20 plus, well, 90p is £0.90. So we're going to write £0.90. And 42p is £0.42. And I'm just going to write down £1.20 at the top just to help us out a little bit. And they're all in pounds, fantastic, so we can add them up. So 0.42. 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 9 plus 2 is 11 plus 4 is 15. Carry the 1. We've reached the decimal point, so we put the 1. And 1 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0 is going to just leave us 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So she spends £2.52 altogether. How much should she get from a £5 note? Well, we just have to do £5, and we're subtracting and taking away £2.52. This is interesting. 2 take away 0, we can't borrow anything from this 0, so we need to go and borrow 1. This 0 needs to go and borrow 1 from this 5. Now, borrowing 1 from this 5 would make this a 10, and now we can borrow 1 from this 10. Now, borrowing 1 from this 10 we'll make this into a 9, and now this 0 at the end will become a 10. So 10 take away 2 would leave us with 8. 9 take away 5 will leave us with 4. We've reached the decimal points per decimal point. 4 take away 2 will leave us with 2. So she spends, well, she gets £2.48 change. Okay. Okay, question 8. Okay, a bus left one stop at 11:23 and arrived at the next stop at 11:39. How long did it take the bus to travel between two stops? Okay, so 11:23 on my timeline, and 11:39 is over here. How many minutes do I need to add, or how many hours do I need to add? All I need to add is 16 minutes. So the bus takes 16 minutes. Alright, mins for minutes. Question 9. Pencils cost 40 pence each. How much would 8 pencils cost? Well, we have 40 pence and we want 8 lots of them. Now, 4 times 8 is 32. But 40 times 8 is 320. Because it's in pence, it's 320 pence. Make it into pounds would be just £3.20. So how much do the 8 pence cost? They cost £3.20. Now, how many pencils can you buy for £2? Well, we need to do the £2 and divide it by 40 pence. We make sure they are in the same size, same units. So £2 is in fact 200 pence divided by 40 pence to give us the number of pence. And well, I am just going to cover up. I'm going to cover up this 0 from the 200 and this 0 from the 4. So it will be 20 divided by 4, and 20 divided by 4 leaves us with 5. Put this into your calculator, in fact. Put 200 divided by 40 into your calculator. How many 40 is going to 200? And that is 5. So how many pencils can you buy for £2? It's 5 pencils. So buy 5 pencils. And we're done. Your homework would be to do another paper that I'm going to give you to do, and it needs to be done by Wednesday, and we're going to go through that paper later. Have a good weekend.